Some people are just don't know how to raise a kid.
Yeah, you created the monster.
And then how complex it is to raise a kid that's adopted, that's a different race than you.
Yup.
Bro, good fucking luck. That's hard. She white, no?
Yeah,
the kid's black?
You see that. Okay.
I think that's a factor. I think that's a factor.
Do you guys remember the Nintendo Switch Juggernaut?
No, what's that?
It's that kid. He was 17. They took away his Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah, and
he just like bum rushed the teacher.
Dude, he f***ed her up.
Oh, wait, he was like a big ass kid, right?
So the full story of that is now laid out.
Yeah.
And his mom speaking out against it too. And there's not only her, but also a bunch of activists are asking for him to be freed.
What happened?
The woman who got demolished, though, is asking for him to get the maximum penalty, which would be 30 years.
Wow.
So on each side, you have two totally opposite extremes.
Wait, activists want him to be freed?
A lot of them. Here's a video of it happening.
The video is brutal.
Next to his mom talking about how it's not his fault.
Is this the one where like a Marine was there too? Is it that one? No?
I don't know.
No, this is his mom.
So here's that's his mom. Adoptive mom, yeah.
Sorry for what my son did.
Oh my God.
Nobody should ever have to go through that. But at the same time, please consider that my son has had a hard life. And he's gone through so much trauma in his life. He has autism. Please show mercy to him. It's devastating.
Interesting, right?
I mean, oh yeah, so she's saying that nobody should ever go through what that teacher went through, but consider that her son has autism and has a traumatic.
It sounded like she was saying no one went through what my son has went through, not what the teacher went through.
No, it's not that.
It did sound like that, though.
Like no one has ever unleashed the beating the way my son gave it.
He's pound for pound.
That's what it sounded like.
He's an excellent fighter.
He's considered the Guinness World Record he set. So here, let me give you guys the complete exact story about what went down, because back when we first covered this, nobody really knew exactly. They just had the video and people made their assumptions. But here's exactly
And then we will play jury.
how it goes. Yeah, and then we'll decide who's right.
I kind of feel like my assumptions are the same still.
Let's see. It's interesting. Okay, so here's how it happened. Okay. So they're claiming, first of all, that Brendan, that's the name of the 17-year-old at the time, who's now 18, that he's autistic. So at the time of the attack, he was 17 years old, standing at a height of 6'6", weighing 270.
Bro, he's a big fucking boy.
So at a super young age, less than a year, I believe, he was adopted by that woman, and he was mostly homeschooled all the way up till when he grew up. But throughout his life, he always had rage issues.
Can we also replace his name? Replace Brendan with super heavyweight fighter.
And then replace the mom.
Standing at 6'6".
Replace the mom with Sandra Bullock.
Oh wow. Okay.
This motherfucker's bigger than Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, dude.
He's a super heavyweight.
So he's always had rage issues and required special needs care. It got so bad that the mom had to send him to a group home to live. And at the group home, they specialize more in the type of education that he needs, and they make decisions for him. So that's how he ended up in public school. The mom never wanted to send him to public school, but the group home said it was okay. And they deemed him safe to go to public school. He would just have to go to special needs classes, I think, in between other classes.
Is it because he whooped everyone's ass at the group home and they're like, we need to send him to public?
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him. It could be that. But, so she didn't agree with that. They did it anyway. In his special needs courses, they would often incentivize him to work by giving him playtime on his Nintendo Switch. So they used that as a way to get him to do his stuff, because otherwise it was really difficult.
Yeah.
They did say that that's a system that he's used to, and if you were to take it away from him, you would have to do it really carefully or at a specific point or time. What happened was that there's this teacher's aide, her name's Nadich, and she's the one who got beat up. But basically, she's walking Brendan to his next class. So this is after his special needs class. He gets walked to the next class where he starts taking out the Nintendo Switch and distracting other students. Nadich is like, hey, you gotta put it away, you gotta put it away. So he puts it away, he just keeps taking it out. And then, keeps getting asked to put it away. He just can't, he can't not play with it, because it's a Nintendo Switch and you're in school. Anyone would do that, autism or not, I would do that. So then she texts, after the class, she texts the teacher of that class and says, hey, next time, he shouldn't bring the Switch to his non-special needs class. Like in his special needs class, where that's part of how they incentivize him, fine. But at the other class, he probably shouldn't do that. What happens is he finds out that she ratted on him. And that's why he beat her up. We thought that she took it away. She never took it away. He finds out that she texted the other teacher about it, and then he starts yelling at her, calls her a bitch, a whore, spits in her face.
I mean, rats suck.
Now I'm on his side. I'm on his side now.
So then,
I don't fuck with no rats, dude.
Snitches get stitches is the saying, right?
snitches.
So
No snitching, dude.
so when she turns for the door in the middle of all of that, that's when he shoves her down and then beats her to a pulp, knocks her out. I think she had like 6 broken ribs and like all this like stuff. She has all these like she claims that now she's got some like issues with, you know, with her brain and stuff.
yeah, probably like concussion,
Dude, she was
vertigo
out.
issues.
You see how fucking out she
yeah, it
was?
was
She was
pretty
fucking
bad.
out.
But did she learn her lesson?
Yeah.
Did they ask her?
She's like, I'm sorry.
No, actually, she's pissed now.
So she's ratting harder?
Yeah, she's ratting harder. And so Brendan's trial is, as it's coming up, Nadich is maintaining she thinks Brendan's not as autistic like everybody says he is.
Ooh.
She's saying he's currently in jail about to get his GED, but people depict him like he can't think for himself. His mother paints a picture of him like he's incapable of putting his socks on.
Interesting.
But she doesn't see it that way because he also, you know, there's also situations where he's been almost threatening this in the past.
Yeah.
So it's almost like when this happened, it was like a thing that came to fruition that everyone always knew that this could happen.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a...
They probably need to get like a third-party evaluator to see if how
really is
bad his
autistic.
autism really is.
Yeah, that's why she's saying it can't be if he's about to get his GED.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a fair way to weigh it, but she's basically saying she wants him to get the maximum punishment, which now that he's 18, I think they want to try him as an adult, even though it happened when he was 17. They want to give him 30 years as a max. Probably won't be that. But she's advocating for that. Like, give him the maximum. And then the activists and along with his mother are saying free him. So those are two very different results of this.
I would say if the mom wants to free him, then fucking send him back home to the mom so the
Yeah.
moms will get beat up.
You
now.
deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason she put him in the group home is because he started acting out more, and with her husband at home with like heart issues, she didn't want to like push that.
Because you can't be like, not my problem, and then someone else solve it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, get that problem out of there, then okay, cool, then you take care of the problem.
So the mother blames, like explicitly says, she blames the district and not him. She thinks it's the district's fault because they didn't handle his curriculum correctly, where he's not supposed to have...
You mean after she pawned him off to a group home because she couldn't take care of him?
Yeah, see, that's the tough part, bro.
I'm actually with the mom here. Snitches get stitches.
Double down on it.
And there's no way this guy wasn't wrong. You fuck up people that snitch on
Luckily,
you.
we're not of hive mind, so I actually think. Question, like usually when somebody gets fucked up, and then this is a whole like court thing. Oftentimes there's like potential money on the table for the person who got fucked up. I'm assuming in this situation though, it's not like the chick who got like concussions and broken ribs and shit is gonna get any type of paid off, right?
Unless she sues the school or the district.
It sounds like a criminal case though.
But you
because
know
he's
what I'm
in
saying?
jail.
There's probably no money there to pay her out, even if she did do a civil suit.
Which means it would make sense for her to be like, if I'm not gonna get money, punish the fuck out of this
Yeah,
guy.
because it's not like he's an heir of a fortune that she can like juice.
I'm not saying right and wrong here. I'm saying practicality from her voice. It's like, damn, she's not gonna get anything but the most gangster viral ass whooping, broken ribs, and definite trauma.
Yeah.
Of course she's gonna say maximum.
She might not be able to walk again, or she might have lost bodily function.
She says that her speech is slow. She just has really slow cognitive functions now and is struggling. And which, honestly, when you see the video, you wouldn't be surprised somebody.
And she's not young either.
She's gonna fight for maximum punishment. I don't think she's in the wrong for that.
A 57-year-old lady getting brain trauma like that.
Wait, she's 57?
You can't, bro. That's hard to come back from, bro. Like,
So I'm in the boat. I'm not saying he deserves 30 years of maximum. I'm just saying she definitely has the right to fight for the maximum punishment.
Okay, that's fair.
But also-
Imagine your mom getting stomped out by a kid,
Yeah.
dude. That's fucking crazy.
and also like the because he's so big and strong, like this kid is dangerous, yo.
Oh, you're gonna say he looks like Caitlyn Jenner, huh? What were you gonna say?
Yeah, what were you gonna say? You're not wrong.
Remember I told you guys about that one kid that at the tutoring center I used to work at?
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of that kid, because that kid was 15 and he was like 200 something pounds and he was a big ass motherfucker already, and he would just come into the tutoring center, sit in the corner, put his head down, and he was a parachute kid. So like his parents paid the tutoring center to just kind of be like the after school and kind of take care of him. And then, so they do have a curriculum, but then he has a very fuck you, fuck everyone, like I'm pissed all the time mentality.
Yeah.
And so he'd be in the corner, I'm not even in charge of him, and he'll be like just sitting there, and then any teacher that even like came up and be like, hey, excuse me, you want to do whatever, he would just start swinging and shit. Like, and I was like, this motherfucker's crazy. Yeah. And then like, but the teacher was probably getting paid big bucks to handle him. So
Yeah.
So that's when she was like, hey, like, can you start being his like teacher? And I was like, what do you want me to teach him?
What?
Yeah, he was like, can you start like just mentoring him and like give him something? I was like, well, what can I teach him? He's like, honestly,
How to miss?
anything.
How to punch like
Yeah,
that.
he's like, you could teach him anything. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And that's when I started teaching him like how to fight. I was like we were like, first I just started like going to his house, because they don't want him at the tutoring center. She's like, I'll pay you double so that you don't have to come in, but then you go to their house. Wow. So I would show up at his house, and then he's just like standing there, and then his mom would, as soon as I come, his mom's like, okay, he's yours, and the mom would bounce too.
See, that's a funny sign.
Yeah.
There's your sign.
And then
That's a sign.
so we just started, I just took it easy. I was like, hey, you want to like just go for a walk? And he's just like, and then I was like, hey, you want to learn how to fight? And then he was like, yeah. I was like, oh shit, let me see what you got. And I would like throw out my hand, and he would start like punching. And I was like, oh shit. And we started having rapport, and in the between like taking breaks, we would talk. And I think like a kid like that who has just so much anger, that was like the only way I can get to even establishing any bridge, so that when we brought him back into the classroom, like in class, I think I was the only teacher at that school. I'd be like, hey, what's up, man? And he'd be like that. Versus every other teacher would be like, hey, how's it going? He wouldn't even like turn or look at you. Like he was just ready to just fucking sock someone in the face. He was so fucking pissed. I don't know if he was autistic or not, but he was just.
Would that classify as autistic at all?
I don't even know. I don't know what this fool had. He ate pizza every day because I think he liked pizza, didn't want to eat anything else. So his mom would go to his kitchen would be stack of pizzas, just like. Just literally ate like a large pizza every fucking day. It was.
Where do you think his anger stemmed from?
You think it's from his parents?
Maybe his dad's not there. Mom wants to bounce. And then the fucking little brother is like the softest guy in the world, probably because he's scared of his big brother that could flip on any. It was like a crazy situation.
That sounds sort of similar.
And he lived in a giant mansion in Pasadena. It was like one of those where like, when I go to his house, I can hear the echo of his German Shepherd like it was at the back of a DoubleTree. And I'm like, dude, that took 5 minutes after I rang the doorbell for the dog to reach me.
The back of a DoubleTree.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, dude. I'm like, damn, this is a ballin' ass house, but the most empty home I've ever been in.
Damn.
Parenting is hard, huh?
Nah, it's still easy. But I mean, this situation is just different. I mean, like from the start, she adopted a kid who already had issues, and then honestly, it looked like towards the end, it was beyond her ability on how to help him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Bart. Like, there probably needs to be some sort of like third party, person that comes in to actually see where his mental capacity is, because that is hard to judge. Like, but if he is like very there and capable, then it's like, dude, he fucked her up.
They did. Here's a crazy.
Then it's criminal.
Yeah.
Right before, I think this is a strong component to this. I think like a year before he was in his public school, they did put him in some specialized autistic like school or hospital, and then they discharged him. They were like, "You're good," kind of thing.
Because he probably bent a teacher backwards.
Yeah, dude.
Right, folded the doctor. Yeah.
Because then again, like if we're not blaming the kid so much yet, and we're trying to think about like the system or the environment, like that's also another like faulty place that you got to look into, that school. Yeah. And then obviously the mom too, or the group home or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like,
but then like
there's a lot of fucking errors that happen.
I feel like kids get misdiagnosed a lot. Like that's pretty common.
How many programs does it take to fail this kid until you're like, this kid can't be helped anymore? And that's why she's like, protect the rest of us and just leave him in jail. But the mom is like, if you put this kid in jail for even any amount of years, it's basically gonna be a life sentence.
Then you protect them. You know, I mean, that needs to be your problem.
Yeah, but she knows she can't.
I think it just sounds like
It's weird.
he needed a man in the house. Like if his dad's like,
You need 4 men in this house.
yeah,
That man needs to be 6'7" and 280 pounds, you know?
You need an MMA quartet.
Yeah, fuck.
you need a Samoan dad. Is what it is.
Oh, I sentenced you to Samoan dad.
Yeah.
Because he's like a Samoan kid size, so he needs a Samoan dad
That's true.
to be like, yeah.
Or send them to Samoa, and then they're like, "Oh, look at this little guy."
Yeah. Come here, bud.
How far gone do you think a kid like this is? Do you think he has any hope based on what you know about the world and how shit turns out?
Damn.
Any chance, you think?
Maybe a slim chance, like someone like Bart helping out that kid.
Hey,
That's not my problem.
No, but honestly, that's what it might take. It might take someone to be like, yo, I'm dedicated to be helping you, whatever.
That's
But
true.
How easy is that to find? Not very easy.
that's what they say about a lot of the social problems is that it takes a 1-to-1 effort, but it's impossible to get
And
there.
the consequences, you gotta talk about that. Like when the principal of the after school academy assigned me, I was like, yeah, I'm down to go there. And if it's like double pay, that's pretty cool. I'm like, but if he socks me, I'm gonna sock him back. I'm just telling you right now. I'm like, this will socks me, I'm gonna sock him back.
Damn.
So that's all. You have to be like realistic with the expectations too.
Seriously.
Do you feel a little like this is kind of where my I feel like in like using so like let's say he's super attached to his Nintendo Switch. I think trying to repurpose that as a form of incentive, knowing how easily he can be triggered by the removal or the even fucking with it at all, that feels like it was the wrong choice to let him have anything.
Yeah, maybe.
Because if his response is violent, that feels a little coddly. Like, oh, like here you can, don't kill us. Here's your game.
Because then think about what's gonna set him off next. They could be like, oh, we're having fucking pizza for lunch again. God damn it! And he's gonna beat somebody up.
Or is how is he gonna assimilate into society in a future sense? You know what I mean?
Like this might take like a PhD level fucking psychologist to be able to work with this kid. I don't know. I don't know what the answer
Or
is.
fucking Phil Jackson.
Yeah. No, honestly,
Make him
like
part of the team or
you
something.
might you might need to put this kid into something where like.
He needed a Chinese mom and a Samoan dad.
Ooh, that's a good strong combo.
Yep.
And an
You can't
NFL
be
coach
adopted.
uncle.
You can't be adopted from a white family.
Yeah, old white lady can't deal with this
Especially
kid.
with a dad that has heart problems.
Yeah. I think,
And a Robin Williams therapist.
but it is true though. Like I think having a strong male figure in the house is super important for like boys.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
think
that's
we
a
all need that
given
shit.
for sure.
Boys,
7.
boys need to fear shit. I feel like they need to fear their.
Or else they turn out not fearless and they fuck up adults.
Yeah, they beat up women and shit. Like I
Yeah.
think that's a thing. I think
That's the crazy part. In his mind, it was like, not, oh, this is even a lady.
He's like,
Yeah.
it was
Dude.
just,
And she was unconscious after like while
still-
he was
yeah, it was just straight up enemy, kill you, and then
and it was over something like
Wait, she
trivial.
adopted him at like 1 year old?
Before one. I think.
So she's like, if he had a hard life, right? You were a part of the fucking hard life too.
because look, we have to take this
That's
into
true,
account.
dude. That's
Some
fucking
parents
true.
are just not good parents.
Yeah.
Some
I
people are just don't know how to raise a kid.
Yeah, you
and
created the monster.
and then how complex it is to raise a kid that's adopted, that's a different race than you.
Yep.
Bro, good fucking luck. That's hard. She white, no? The kid's black.
You see that? Okay.
I think that's a factor. I think that's a factor.
Blame the mom.
I kind of am. Well, dude, she has to have a little blame. No, little blame. If she had him since she was 1, you're right. Like,
But she was doing okay. So on the upside, even though she didn't fix his issues, she did keep him kind of contained from the rest of society by wanting to homeschool him. And it wasn't until the group home put him in a high school.
but who knows what happened from age 1 to fucking 11 or
Yeah,
I guess
her
the
story
question
that she
is,
homeschooled
could
that's a lot of time for things to mess up.
Homeschool kids are weird already.
the question is,
Imagine.
No, seriously.
if these signs showed early on when he was smaller, if that could have been corrected.
It was, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
He had it his
by
whole
the
life.
time he's 6 feet, it's like, damn, dude, it's kind of
But that's also according to the mom, right?
right.
So that's also like we can't take her word 100%. We can't take anyone's
Especially when she's fully blaming the district.
Exactly.
Anybody who's like, look, I had a hard time doing it and stuff like that. If she's like not fully pointing the finger, then it's easier to not point the finger too much at her.
Because I'll say this, I think typically speaking, this is massive generalization. I think parents that take the responsibility and blame on themselves are probably more equipped to be able to be a better parent than ones that are like, it's you.
Well, yeah, because they change up their parenting to adapt to how they fucked up.
Being a parent is a big fucking responsibility, and if you're not that type of person that could fill those shoes, then sometimes it's safe to say that, like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be a parent.
It is hard because if you end up with a kid like this, that's hard mode.
100%.
You're going straight to hard mode.
You're going straight to the fucking end, dude. You're final boss right here.
They didn't put that kid in the NFL or something.
Yeah.
That's...
You telling me you didn't put this kid in football?
Looking right before the last play, they're taking away his switch. Go!
Yeah. Go smash that guy.
And he fucks the coach up, and it's like, oh, wrong team.
But honestly, if this kid had an outlet for his aggression, that could be... It may not be the best thing in the world.
Would you suggest MMA?
Maybe not. I don't know about MMA, bro.
A lot of violent boys, though, I think they get an outlet. A lot of violent boys get a lot outlet with martial arts and all that. And you get humbled, dude, because you get fucked up.
Maybe it'll help a little bit.
Yeah,
You know
if you're
what I
with
mean?
people his size that could deliver equal or stronger force, then I think it also keeps your own powers in check.
Yeah.
And if you go get in stupid street fights and whatever, you go back, they find out, they're like, what the fuck was that? You know? Like,
Maybe it'll help. I don't know what the answer is.
I think Aikido will help.